Welcome to Charms class, where we will be covering all of the spells that I think are going to be relevant to Harry Potter Wizards Unite. And today we're going to be covering Charms. Go figure.
Ours are on the move to keep the upcoming calamity at bay, but you can do your part at home. As the impending calamity is literally knocking on our door, the need to brush up on spell work and practice the most advanced of counter curses is pressingly imminent. The ministry has provided you with a video series to help you on your way.
Today we're going to be talking about Charms, which makes a lot of sense for the first episode of Charms class. If you are joining me for the first time, hi, my name is Zoe and this is Snitches and Witches. Right now Wizards Unite is not out yet, but when it does come out, I will be covering it and giving you the best tips and tricks so you can level up and help stop the impending calamity. Until then, I will be posting speculation and conspiracy videos until Niantic decides that they're going to release their latest addition to the family. If you are looking for more information about everything we're going to be talking today, go check out the restricted section of your local wizarding library, or go to harrypotter.wikia.com, which is a fan-made Harry Potter wiki. Please keep in mind that the magical systems in the wizarding world feel really fleshed out and really, really real, but there are a lot of gaps, and that's mostly just due to J.K. Rowling's choices for storytelling, and that's okay. You wouldn't want to actually sit through all of Professor Bin's history of magic. No, you wouldn't. You would hate it, which is probably why we hate playing Hogwarts Mystery. First, what is a charm? Charms are spells that add properties to objects or creatures. Charms differ from transfiguration greatly in that transfiguration changes the object itself, meanwhile charms focus more on what the object does than what it is. This is Rory, he's my TA. He'll be popping in from time to time and helping out. He's also going to be collecting your quizzes at the end of class. Poor booger. An object that has had a lasting charm put on it has been bewitched, as charms tend to last longer than other spells. For example, from the first book, when the Weasley twins bewitch snowballs and throw them at the back of Professor Quirrell's head, which we then find out, spoiler alert, back of Quirrell's head has been home to Voldemort, so in that moment, the Weasley twins are throwing snowballs at Voldemort. Reason 4,367 why you should love the Weasley twins. Charms, though not dark in nature, can be the most powerful spells in your arsenal. Let's take a look at the Patronus charm, for example. Expecto Patronum! The Patronus charm is extremely complicated and yet one of the more powerful charms that we see in the series. Even in its weakest form, it produces a shield strong enough to keep Dementors at bay. If the form takes on a full corporeal form, then it's actually strong enough to knock people over. In some cases, curses, jinxes, and hexes are actually referred to as dark charms. In order to successfully cast a charm, you must concentrate. Use precise wand movement and pronounce the incantation clearly and properly. Because if you don't, yeah. Spells that I think will be used by the SOS task force include Arresto Momentum, Meteolojinx Recanto Bubblehead Charm, Cleaning Charm, Concealing Charm, Concealment Charm, Confundance Charm, Disarming Charm, False Memory Charm, Human Revealment Charm, Illuminating Charm, and Nox, Illegibus, Immobulous, Levitating Charm, Memory Charm, Mending Charm, Protego Charm, Quaking Charm, Rebellious, Silencing Charm, Stunning Charm, Unlocking Charm. Yeah, it's a long list. I could go through each and every one of those charms one by one, but y'all don't want to sit through an hour and a half of me yammering. So we're just gonna hit the top 6 that I think are gonna be used in Wizards Unite. If you want a list of all of these charms, and if you want to go and check out my notes from all of this, then the best way to do that is go hit the link in the description and sign up for my email list, where I will send you a free PDF filled with juicy notes. It's so good, it's so pretty, I designed it myself, it looks so good. Yes, I will be taking your email address, but I promise I will never ever abuse that. I will never sell it to anyone. I don't like spam either, it's not cool, I'm not about that life. First spell we're covering is Immobulous. It is the first charm that we see used in the first trailer by the witch who catches the snitch. Immobulous! Immobulous is pronounced like this, Immobulous. It's a charm that renders your target immobile. Crazy. Does what it says on the tin. The wand movement looks a lot like a mountain and should emit a faint blue light. We see Hermione Granger use this on a group of Cornish pixies in Chamber of Secrets. And this tells us that this spell, unlike the very similar spell Petrificus Totalis, actually has an area of effect, or AoE, for you arpeggio nerds. Petrificus Totalis is a jinx that can only be cast on a single target. Meanwhile, Immobulous can be cast on multiple targets. Not only is this charm used on pixies, it's also used on the Whomping Willow so the Marauders can get to the Shrieking Shack, and it's also used by Horus Slughorn when he's on the run during the summer before Half-Blood Prince occurs, and he uses it on Muggle burglar alarms to render them usable. I'm guessing he uses it on the mechanism that would like ring a bell or something, unless it can affect actual electricity, in which case... Spell number 2, Meteolojinx Recanto. This one we see in the second Wizards Unite trailer. The incantation is Meteolojinx Recanto, and it has a wand movement that looks a lot like a wave cresting. I found this one off of a sheet for a programmable wand that you can actually buy. It's the closest that we have so far. This is a counter jinx that can be used on many different atmospheric jinxes and curses. TA is going off to grade papers, don't worry about it. Spelling and pronunciation of this varies depending on what you read, but I'm fairly certain that it's actually Meteolojinx because that is closest to its root word, meteorology or weather. Next, we're going to be covering the Sheild charm. This is something we see extensively in the books and the movies, and it is definitely not to be missed. This could very well save your life. Fight back! It's usually cast as a non-verbal spell and seems to be fairly easy to master as a non-verbal spell because you're just using it all the freaking time, probably during dueling clubs. It's also able to be cast on certain objects. When cast as just Protego, the spell actually forms a visible shield in front of the witch or wizard. It can also be used to protect you against physical entities, not just spells. Sometimes a conjuration or a form of transfiguration can actually rebound off the shield, and the caster of the said conjuration can actually be harmed. Or it can ricochet like a bullet would and go all over the place. There are of course multiple variations of the charm, but the easiest is just to say Protego and move your wand in a downward fashion. The downward motion can be swift so that you can react as quickly as possible. It's useful to know that most adult wizards can't even cast a proper shield charm. We actually see a variant of Protego used in Crimes of Grindelwald by Grindelwald himself as Protego Diabolica, which is that blue fire that has all the dragons and everything, consumes people who aren't truly faithful to him. Next charm we're going to be covering is the Disarming charm. Expelliarmus! The Disarming charm is your best chance at survival against a Dark Witch or Wizard or someone who's exacerbating the calamity. We see Harry use it over and over against Voldemort because he knows if he disarms Voldemort, he actually has a chance of either getting away or killing him. Simply due to its overuse, the Disarming charm is one of the most recognizable charms from the entire series, other than
Leviosa, not Leviosa.
Expecto Patronum! The pronunciation is very simple. It is just Expelliarmus. Expel your arms, things that are in your hand. So that could be a wand, it could be anything that they're holding. The light emitted is often scarlet, but the intensity and the power behind the charm is reflected in how strong that scarlet is. So if it's not very good, it's just like white light. But Harry manages to produce a jet of scarlet light using this particular charm. And keep in mind, if you team up with a couple of wizards and they also use Expelliarmus, not only will the object be flown out of your opponent's hand, but you can also knock the person backwards. So this is a really great charm to have. The movement is clearly shown by Neville in Order of the Phoenix, and it's just a little swirl. Next, we're going to be covering memory charms with the amount of muggles that are going to become curious about the calamity. What's with the brooms running into my Rubat? This is the worst Australian accent ever. I'm sorry. Memory spells are going to be essential, but take some care because you can do untold damage. The wand movement that we see in the movie may not be correct, but it's also not defined well in the book. I've seen several different things where it's just you pointing the wand at the forehead. In the movie, you see Hermione twist her hand. I saw another document where you like scrub with your wand. And then there's other sources that have you like drawing a thought bubble. I don't know what the wand movement is. There is no consistency. The Ministry has been using the memory charm for hundreds of years, and in fact they use it on people who have seen the Loch Ness Monster, but they can't keep up with everybody who's seen it, and so they can't prefer memory charms on everybody. Memory charms are mostly used to expunge a specific memory. You can actually end up erasing somebody's entire identity, as we see with Lockhart at the end of Chamber of Secrets. If the charm is done incorrectly, the damage done can be catastrophic. If that is broken through torture, it can actually do really, really bad things to your brain. It's actually not a good idea to try and get anyone's memory back by torturing them. Crazy concept. The best and least invasive way to break through a memory charm is to actually drink a memory potion, and that should recover most of your memories. Please remember that the Ministry of Magic does not condone torture for the extraction of information. Please report all ne'er-do-wells to the Ministry of Magic to be collected by the nearest Auror. The nuances of memory charms can be complex and nuanced to even the most advanced of wizards, so please proceed with caution. Next, we have the Stunning Charm, and as Harry says in Order of the Phoenix, it's a wizard's bread and butter. A Stunning Charm is very simple to remember and execute. The incantation is simply Stupefy with a swift slash downward. Stupefy. The light that will be emitted is red. If you can get this charm to land, it means almost guaranteed victory, as your target will be rendered immobile and possibly unconscious and unable to continue the fight. If multiple wizards cast this at the same time, then the effect is multiplied. You see the effects of this on Minerva McGonagall in Order of the Phoenix. When multiple Aurors come after her, she has to spend a few weeks in St. Mungo's. However, Hagrid had the same amount of spells thrown at him and it had no effect. Whether this is due to giant blood or whether or not he was very large or he was just really, really angry, we don't actually know. But sometimes it's effective and sometimes it's not. But if it is effective, it's effective. If you need to revive someone who has been hit with Stupefy, the counter incantation is Revenerate. If you need to deflect it away from yourself, Protego and Expelliarmus will actually work just fine. It is also possible to bewitch objects to be resistant to this spell. Fred and George actually designed fireworks that would go off if they got hit with Stupefy, so look out. And there you go, there are your top 6 charms that I think will be in Wizards Unite. If you want more notes and more information, make sure to go sign up for my email list in the description down below. Of course, I will not sell your email to anyone ever. I'm just going to be sending you a PDF for free and updates on when my videos go live, so then you have something pushed to your email inbox. I will, of course, be shouting it from the rooftops when Wizards Unite arrives too, so that might be a really good way to know when that comes out, because I will let you know. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so that you know when the next Charms class is coming on. Ring the bell so you know exactly when I upload a really cool video. Next Thursday at 1 p.m. Pacific time, we are going to be covering Transfiguration and Conjuration. It's a lot to cover in an under 20-minute video, but I'm going to do my best. There's a lot of information. It's a very complicated subject. Thank you so much for spending some time with me, especially if you are new here. I really appreciate you stopping by. Consider subscribing, all that good stuff. And I love you all, always. Okay, bye.